Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have more drama that's in line with what El Jamar did a couple of years ago. And this time, hip-hop legend Melle Mel once again had a few words to say about Eminem that sparked reactions from fans, and also Eminem associates like Crook. And this one is quite interesting since there's some history to go with it, and we'll be exploring it all in this one today. So sit tight, and we also have more on Eminem's latest milestone, and this time Paul Rosenberg has put his spin on it with a nod to what's going on TikTok right now. And before we get started, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So shortly after, fans urged Eminem's team to acknowledge Curtin Cole's impressive milestone. Following crickets from major hip-hop outlets, Paul decided to jump in to share this, a decade of fact. Eminem's Curtin Cole the Hit has now spent a full decade on the Billboard 200. To which a user reacts, "Nice to finally read a positive article about Eminem and from Forbes nonetheless." And to get an idea of what this user is talking about in relation to Forbes, later check out my video on their review of Music to be Murdered by Side B. You're in for a treat with that one. In fact, leading Curtin Cole to that diamond while trending on TikTok for some people is everything. I've never felt more satisfied with the mainstream in my life. This track is so underrated and now it's everywhere. And another user added, "Oddly enough, I was having this discussion with my wife. She uses TikTok and I kept hearing it. Makes me happy as it's one of my all-time favorite tracks ever." Now moving on from that, Melle Mel from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 in a recent interview had a couple of words to share about Eminem, and in the discussion about taking on Eminem in a battle, he claimed he could body Eminem easily, and from an article about this, I quote, "It would be the easiest thing I ever did. At the end of the day, mechanically, technically, he's a great rapper, but I'm the greatest. I know how to write it. I put it down, it's gonna stay down. It would be the easiest thing I ever did. When people bring it up, just say, 'You can't beat Eminem,' just say that. But I've been doing this all my life, it would be easy, and I don't even write like I used to." And he added, "This is my destiny. Everybody else that's out there rapping, you're trying to do something that I already did 40 years ago." Now, he doesn't believe there's even 50 great rappers in hip-hop history to begin with, and he had more to say about Eminem. "When I heard Eminem, I could rap the same. The game didn't change, it didn't stop nothing. They toss around greatness too much. In order to be great, you have to change something. You could call Eminem a great rapper. If he was so great, then why isn't there 50 white rappers?" He added, "Why ain't nobody saying who's the top 50 white rappers? Because he didn't change nothing." And the irony here is that he doesn't even believe there's 50 great rappers overall, so why use that standard to judge Eminem? The fact that he even stated that Eminem is great but he's the greatest is much more compliment this time around compared to when he talked about Eminem in the past, which I'll get to in a bit. And under the article about this, here's a top reaction. "Whether brothers want to admit it or not, just cause you've been doing something the longest don't mean you're the best at it. People need to leave Eminem alone, laughing my bum off. I get tired of hearing his name brought up in everything." Before we get to reactions from more fans and Crook on Twitter, if you think Melle Mel was going in on Eminem, wait till you hear what he said about Jay-Z and Eminem in a clip from a couple of years ago where he referred to Jay-Z as a poser and a clown.
It's garbage. Most of it is garbage. These is just guys posing. Jay, all of them.
Wait. Jay who?
Jay-Z. Jay-Z's a white guy. Jay-Z's a white businessman. He's a clown.
What about Eminem?
What about him? He's white.
That has nothing to do with rap.
No, what if I was white?
What about it?
What if I was white?
Could you beat Eminem still? No.
I could beat Eminem.
Can you beat Eminem in a battle?
Easiest thing I ever did.
And even after that clip, a user reacted just like the one I pointed out earlier. Thing with these old heads is they believe that being a pioneer automatically means being the best. Thank you for contributing to creating the genre, but there are other people in it who have mastered and evolved it better than you have. That old school hip to the hippity hop bullcrap doesn't stand a chance against M or J's pen. It's like Ford with the modern car and assembly line. They were pioneers, but that doesn't make them the top-rated manufacturer today, where Asian brands now dominate. And word about this was brought to Crook where a user stated, "Yeah, Eminem and Master Melle Mel. Now don't get me wrong, I loved White Lines back in the 80s, but why does Melle Mel seem to want beef with M? Why can't all good rap artists come together, show the love, respect for the rap game, instead of some hating one another? And Crook reacted with, I don't think he hates M, he's just being a competitive MC, said the same thing about a few rappers in the past. A user also brought this up to Crook. He's dissed M and Joe before, 3/4 of the slaughter left laughing my bum off, and Crook reacted, LOL, how do I even respond would be the $1,000,000 question. And this was Mel clowning Joe in the past.
I'm around the throat part or the mouth part of hip-hop. Joe Button is down here number 32. That's somewhere around that crack or the balls of hip-hop.
And to those that believe he's clout chasing like this, even other legends know what name to say when they want temporary clout, or this, I haven't heard of him until he called out M, the cycle repeats. Crook believes otherwise. I don't think he's clout chasing at all, I mean he's him. And the user Crook responded to reacted, then I think it's very bold of him to think he can in quotes easily beat Eminem. It just seems like everyone is taking their turns. And under this a user adds, it's not a bad thing to be confident in oneself, which got this response. There's a big difference between being confident and being delusional. But Crook sets it straight in the end. Reminder, almost all rappers think they are the best. But I'll add my 2 cents and rephrase. Almost all rappers say they are the best. That's the energy they exude. Since in Crook's words, that would be worrisome, since it would actually mean almost all rappers are delusional. Comment below and see you on the next one.